The hall went silent the second I rose to my feet. More than 200 faces turned, expecting joy, promises, maybe a toast. Instead, they watched me set the microphone aside and deliver 6 words. This wedding is over. Right now. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Chairs scraped. Voices murmured. Behind me, my fiancé gave a nervous laugh, convinced it was some dramatic joke. But I wasn't joking. I was finished. Because minutes earlier, I heard it. His parents, soon to be my in-laws, leaning toward a guest, their voices dripping with disdain. That's not a mother. That's a mistake in a dress. They were talking about mine. The woman who raised me alone, who skipped meals so I could eat, who stitched my prom dress by hand when we couldn't afford one. She sat 2 tables away, pretending not to notice, but I heard every poisoned word. Worse, my fiancé laughed along. The man who once swore to protect me, to honor my family as his own, he laughed. So I didn't. I ended it then and there. I met him 3 years earlier. Charming. Sharp. Attentive. He told me he admired my strength, how I built a life without safety nets. And I believed him. I wanted to believe him. But looking back, the warnings were there. The way he sighed when my mother called too often. How his family dismissed her as eccentric, and he never corrected them. Small wounds ignored until the wedding day, when they cut too deep to survive. I didn't cry. I didn't plead. I didn't rage. While his family scrambled, shame rising like heat in their necks, while guests whispered in corners, I stayed calm. I lifted my mother to her feet, walked her out with my head high, and left the storm behind for them to weather. That night, while their calls flooded my phone, I stayed silent. I wasn't sulking. I was planning. I'd learned something important. Revenge isn't about rage. It's about accuracy. And their weak spots were glass clear, their reputation. His father, a respected businessman, forever preaching family values. His mother, the face of charity work, curating images of perfection online. My ex, angling for partnership at his firm, his future hinging on an illusion of stability. All of it fake. All of it fragile. So I shattered it. Step 1. Exposure. Months earlier, while we were still engaged, I'd stumbled across his laptop. Flirty messages with a coworker. Photos. Promises. I screenshotted everything, saved it, waited. Now I sent it out, straight to his partners, the HR department, and the husband of the associate. Subject line. Professional conduct concern. Step 2. Finances. His father liked to brag after a few drinks, boasting about cutting corners, tweaking numbers. I remembered every word. I dug into public records, contracts, discrepancies. I assembled them neatly, then slid the whole file to a journalist chasing corporate scandals. Step 3. Image. His mother's charity dinners. Smiles for donors. Carefully staged perfection. But I had the truth on video. Recordings of her screaming at volunteers, spitting insults, calling them garbage. Footage I'd kept for months once I saw the cracks. I leaked it straight to the people she'd abused. By dawn, their empire wobbled. By noon, it fell. The firm suspended my ex pending investigation. The paper ran a full exposé on his father's shady practices. The charity board voted his mother out. Their world collapsed in a single day. My phone lit up with their desperate calls. I ignored every one. Silence cuts deepest. The following evening, I agreed to meet them. Not at their house, not in secret. At the same banquet hall where my vows were meant to be spoken, now stripped bare, cold, hollow. They shuffled in, worn down, begging for answers. I let them spill their pleas. Then I met each of their eyes and spoke quietly. You mocked the woman who gave me everything. You laughed while she was humiliated. And you expected me to join your family? No. I don't join cruelty. I bury it. His father stammered about forgiveness. His mother sobbed about reputation. And my ex just stared, as if seeing me for the first time. Because the woman he thought was pliant, desperate, silent, had teeth. I leaned in, my voice steady. You stripped her dignity in front of 204 people. I took your legacies in front of the world. Consider us even. They had no reply. I walked out, leaving them in the same empty hall where I once imagined my wedding day. It held no vows now, only their ruin. The next morning, I made breakfast for my mother. She tried to apologize, blaming herself as the cause of it all. I stopped her. No, Mom. You weren't the cause. You were the reason. The reason I finally saw them for what they were. And the reason I chose me. She smiled through tears, not from shame this time, but relief. People ask me if I regret it. If I regret dismantling an entire family's future, their reputation, their legacy. I don't. Because revenge isn't about tearing others apart. It's about protecting what matters. And the moment they called my mother a mistake, they gave me every reason I needed.